Welcome to the Big Scientist channel, where we explore the why so you know how. Today we are diving into the science behind a classic, deliciously sweet and tangy cookie, Snickerdoodles. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for some sweet and tangy science. Now let's get into it. Snickerdoodles are a classic cookie and a staple around the holidays. This quick and easy recipe will help you achieve a chewy and classically tangy Snickerdoodle cookie in no time. Today, my lab assistant is actually joining me, and it's her first day on the job, so I will be training her, so just bear with me. The first thing you want to do is cream the butter and the sugar. This will help give the cookies a little bit more lift by aerating the butter with the sugar molecules. Once the butter's been creamed, we're going to go ahead and add in our egg yolks and vanilla extract. We're only using egg yolks here for this recipe. This is because we want a nice and chewy cookie. And egg yolks are actually the best way to achieve a chewy cookie. They contain more fat and emulsifiers than the egg whites, and this helps the cookie to be more tender and chewy in the end. Whereas a whole egg that includes the egg whites mostly contains more water and protein from the egg whites, and this actually can thin out your cookie and make it a little bit tougher just because of the proteins. They kind of coagulate when they're baked, so they make a little bit of a tougher cookie. You get a lot more tender cookie and chewy cookie when you use egg yolk. So if you're ever making a cookie recipe and you want it to be a little bit more chewy, add extra egg yolk and see what happens. Once we've gotten the egg yolks and the vanilla all incorporated into the butter and sugar mixture, we can go ahead and start adding in all of our dry ingredients. This includes our flour, our salt, our baking soda, and actually our star ingredient for these Snickerdoodle cookies, the cream of tartar, which we'll actually go into a little bit more depth about a little later in the video. But in general, the cream of tartar actually adds that classic tangy taste that you get from those Snickerdoodle cookies, and it also acts as an acid for our leavening agent, the baking soda. So because it's an acid, if you've seen any of our other previous cookie videos, as you know, baking soda only reacts with an acid to help leaven a cookie, which means it creates the carbon dioxide necessary to give lift to the cookie. So in order to do that, we do need our acid, which is our cream of tartar. I'd like to take a moment here to say, if you really love learning the science of baking and understanding the science of the ingredients you're using and how they interact to create these delicious creations, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the latest science coming out of our kitchen. We love making this content, and it wouldn't be anything without our viewers, so we appreciate the views and we appreciate your time and your comments and everything, anything you have to offer. is really appreciated. We love making these videos, and to continue doing so, please subscribe and make sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all the science. Once the dough has formed, you can either bake the cookies right away or chill them, which is what I like to do. And you can chill your cookies for anywhere between 30 minutes to a few hours or even overnight. And chilling cookies just really allows the flour to fully absorb any of the moisture that you've added to the cookies. It helps the gluten that you've developed with the flour to relax, and also helps develop more flavors and deepen the flavor. And it gives the butter time to solidify, which means less spread when you actually bake the cookies. Cream of tartar, or potassium bitartrate, is an acid salt that is the byproduct of winemaking. Tartaric acid is a naturally occurring acid that's found mainly in fruits, most notably grapes. And cream of tartar is actually widely used in baking and cooking, as it has an acidic property when it's dissolved in a liquid, and that acidic property is similar to lemon juice or vinegar. So it can actually act as an acid for your leavening agents. It also prevents sugar crystallization, so when added to cookies, it softens your cookies and prevents browning by disrupting the sugar crystallization. Its crystallization equals crunchy. It also prevents egg proteins from bonding, which is why it's used when making meringues. It helps to stabilize that delicate foam that you make during the meringue and helps it stop from deflating. Finally, it actually also adds a tangy flavor, which is most noted in Snickerdoodles. After the cookie has had time to chill, or if you're going to bake these right away after you finish mixing up the dough, you can go ahead and mix up your cinnamon sugar mixture. And I don't really measure this. I just add some sugar and some cinnamon, about as much as I feel is necessary. And then you're going to go ahead and scoop out your dough balls. I use about a tablespoon size, maybe a little bit bigger. Roll those dough balls in the cinnamon sugar mixture and place them on the baking sheet. And then we're going to go ahead and bake these for about 10 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. And here it is, the final result. Deliciously chewy, soft, and tangy cinnamon-spiced classic Snickerdoodle cookies. Please make sure to subscribe and to stay tuned up to date on all our delicious science. And until next time, happy baking!